Learning English can feel like a big challenge, especially when you're just starting. You may know the basic words, but when it comes to speaking or writing, grammar mistakes often pop up. Don't worry. Every learner, even the most advanced, has gone through this. The key is to fix those small mistakes quickly so you can speak and write better, faster. Take Luca, for example. Luca is from Italy, and he started learning English only 6 months ago. At first, he made lots of grammar mistakes like saying, "She don't like pizza," instead of "she doesn't like pizza." But Luca didn't give up. He practiced every day, and now his grammar is much better. He's confident when speaking, and his friends notice the improvement. But maybe you're wondering, how can I fix my grammar mistakes too? Well, this video is made just for you. In the next few minutes, we will show you quick grammar fixes that anyone can use. These tips are easy and practical, and they will help you avoid mistakes like Luca did. You don't need to be perfect, no one is. What's important is that you keep practicing and improving. Just like Kaito, who is from Japan. Kaito was very shy at first. He was afraid to speak because of his grammar mistakes. But he learned to focus on small changes every day. Today, Kaito can talk about his work and his hobbies in English without being afraid of making mistakes. Quick fix 1. Subject-verb agreement, making the subject and verb match. Let's start with an easy but very important rule. In English, the subject and the verb must agree. This means that if the subject is singular, one person or thing, the verb must also be singular. And if the subject is plural, more than one person or thing, the verb must be plural. For example, correct. Merrick plays football. Incorrect. Merrick play football. You see, Merrick is just one person, so we use plays with an "s" at the end. It's simple, but a lot of beginners make this mistake. Quick fix 2. Word order, putting words in the right order. Another common mistake is getting the word order wrong. English sentences usually follow a very clear order: subject plus verb plus object. This is different from some languages where the word order may change. For example, imagine Renata from Brazil. She might want to say, "I breakfast eat." But in English we say, "I eat breakfast." It's simple, but it can confuse learners at first. In English, remember that the verb always comes before the object. Quick fix 3. Using the right tense, present, past, future. Finally, let's talk about tenses. In English, we use different tenses to show when something happens: in the present, in the past, or in the future. Using the wrong tense can change the meaning of your sentence. Let's take a look at Mateo from Argentina. Mateo was speaking about something that happened yesterday. He said, "I am go to the park yesterday." This is a mistake because he's talking about the past, so we need the past tense. I went to the park yesterday. It's easy to fix once you understand the tenses, and we will show you exactly how in the next part. Want to fix your grammar quickly? Keep watching and you'll learn more tips that will help you sound more natural and confident in English. Let's dive into the next grammar fix that will make your speaking and writing stronger: tenses. Quick fix 3. Using the right tense, present, past, future. One of the biggest challenges in learning English is understanding tenses. Tenses are used to show when an action happens, in the present, in the past, or in the future. If you use the wrong tense, it can confuse the listener or reader. Don't worry though, we are here to help you get it right. Let's look at some common mistakes and how to fix them. 1. Present tense. What is happening now? The present tense is used when we talk about something that happens now or something that is always true. Correct. I play tennis every weekend. Incorrect. I plays tennis every weekend. In this example, the subject is I, so the verb should be play, not plays. Remember, when you are using the present tense with I, you, we, or they, the verb does not change. But what if we are talking about another person? Let's look at Zhenya from Russia. Zhenya might say, she played tennis every weekend. This is wrong because we are talking about one person, she. So we must add sto the verb. She plays tennis every weekend. Correct. She plays tennis every weekend. Incorrect. She played tennis every weekend. 2. Past tense. What happened before? The past tense is used to talk about actions that happened in the past, things that are already finished. For example, correct. I visited my grandmother last weekend. Incorrect. I visit my grandmother last weekend. In this example, the word last tells us that this happened in the past, so we must use the past tense of the verb. Visited. The verb visit changes to visited when we are talking about the past. Let's look at Paula, a student from Chile. She might say, I went to the park yesterday. This is incorrect because she is talking about something that happened yesterday. We need to use the past tense. I went to the park yesterday. Correct. I went to the park yesterday. Incorrect. I went to the park yesterday. 3. Future tense. What will happen next? The future tense is used when we talk about something that will happen later in the future. We usually use the word will to show the future tense. For example, correct. I will go to the store tomorrow. Incorrect. I go to the store tomorrow. In this case, we are talking about tomorrow, which is in the future, so we need the future tense. The verb go stays the same, but we add will before it. Will go. But maybe Lucia from Spain might say, I will going to the store tomorrow. This is also incorrect because after will, we don't need going. We just need the base form of the verb, go. Correct. I will go to the store tomorrow. Incorrect. I will going to the store tomorrow. Practice time. Fixing the tenses. Let's practice together. Below are some sentences. Can you fix the mistakes? She read a book right now. Fix. She is reading a book right now. Why? We use is reading for something happening now. I will eat lunch yesterday. Fix. I ate lunch yesterday. Why? Yesterday is in the past, so we need the past tense. 8. They goes to the movies on Sundays. Fix. They go to the movies on Sundays. Why? They takes the verb go in the present tense, not goes. Quick fix 4. Articles a and the. Another important area in English grammar is the use of articles. Articles are small words like a and the. They tell us if we are talking about something specific or something general. A is used when we are talking about one thing, but it's not specific. Example: I want to buy a car. We don't know which car. And is used the same way as a, but for words that start with a vowel sound. Example: I need an umbrella. We don't know which umbrella. The is used when we are talking about something specific or something that we both know about. Example: I saw the movie you recommended. We know which movie. Let's look at an example with May from China. May might say, I saw a movie last night. The movie was amazing. This is correct because she's talking about a specific movie that both she and the listener know about. Your turn to practice. Here are some more sentences for you to fix. Are you ready? I have a book on the table. Correct. I have a book on the table. We don't know which book, so A is correct. I am going to the store to buy an apple. Fix. I am going to the store to buy an apple. Why? Apple starts with a vowel sound, so we need an. Summary of quick fixes. Now you've learned a few quick grammar fixes that will help you speak and write better. Use the right subject-verb agreement. Be careful with word order. Remember subject plus verb plus object. Use the correct tense for the present, past, and future. Use articles correctly. A and the. With practice, you'll start to make fewer mistakes and feel more confident in your English. Don't worry if you make mistakes, they are just part of learning. Quick Fix 5. Using auxiliary verbs. Do, does, did. In English, auxiliary verbs like do, does, and did are used to make questions and negative sentences. These small verbs are very important, and knowing when to use them will help you speak more clearly. 1. Making questions with do and does. When you want to ask a question in English, we often use do or does. Do is used with I, you, we, and they. Does is used with he, she, and it. For example, correct. Do you like pizza? Incorrect. You like pizza? This is not correct because we need do to make it a question. Let's look at Ravi, a student from India. Ravi might say, you play football? He's trying to ask a question, but this is wrong. To fix it, we need to add do. Do you play football? Correct. Do you play football? Incorrect. You play football? Now, let's say we are asking about someone else, he, she, or it. We use does. Correct. Does she like reading? Incorrect. She likes reading? This is wrong because we need does for questions. Let's look at Carlos from Mexico. Carlos says, he works here. This is incorrect. We need to add does. Does he work here? Correct. Does he work here? Incorrect. He works here. 2. Making negative sentences with do, does, and did. To make a negative sentence, we also use do, does, or did and add not. This tells the listener that something is not happening. Do not or don't is used with I, you, we, and they. Does not or doesn't is used with he, she, and it. Did not or didn't is used to make negative sentences in the past. For example, correct, I do not like coffee. Incorrect, I not like coffee. Notice how we use do not or the short form don't with I. So we say I don't like coffee instead of I not like coffee. Let's look at Hiroshi from Japan. Hiroshi might say, she not play the piano. This is incorrect because we need does not or doesn't to make it negative. Correct, she does not play the piano. Incorrect, she not play the piano. If we are talking about the past, we use did not or didn't. Correct, I did not see the movie yesterday. Incorrect, I not see the movie yesterday. Let's look at Carla from Argentina. She might say, I didn't like the food. This is wrong because after didn't, we don't use the past form of the verb. We always use the base form of the verb after didn't. Correct, I didn't like the food. Incorrect, I didn't like the food. Quick fix 6. Using prepositions correctly in, on, at. Prepositions like in, on, and at can be tricky. They are used to show location or time, and they have specific rules. 1. Prepositions of place. In, on, and at. In is used for larger places like cities, countries, or big spaces. Example, I live in Brazil. Brazil is a large place. Example, my keys are in the box. The box is a space, so we use in. On is used for surfaces or when something is resting on something else. Example, the book is on the table. Example, I am sitting on the chair. At is used for specific places or points in time. Example, I will meet you at the bus stop. Example, she is at the office. 2. Prepositions of time. In, on, and at. Prepositions are also used to show when something happens. In is used for months, years, and long periods of time. Example, I was born in 2000. Example, we are going on vacation in July. On is used for specific days and dates. Example, I will see you on Monday. Example, my birthday is on the 15th of June. At is used for specific times or moments. Example, the meeting is at 10 a.m. Example, we will arrive at midnight. Practice time, fixing the prepositions. Now let's practice. Can you fix the mistakes in these sentences? I live at Paris. Fix. I live in Paris. Why? Paris is a city, so we use in. We will meet on 3 p.m. Fix. We will meet at 3 p.m. Why? At is used for specific times. She is sitting on the sofa. Correct. She is sitting on the sofa. We use on for surfaces. Quick fix 7. Pronouns, he, she, it, they, etc. Pronouns are words we use instead of names like he, she, it, they, we, and I. Sometimes learners forget to use the right pronouns, and this can make sentences sound confusing. For example, imagine Luca again. He says, Luca is a good student. Luca works hard. This is okay, but it sounds a little repetitive. Instead of saying Luca twice, we can use the pronoun he to replace the second one. Correct. Luca is a good student. He works hard. Incorrect. Luca is a good student. Luca works hard. It makes the sentence easier to understand, right? Summary of quick fixes. So far, you've learned some very important grammar tips. Auxiliary verbs. Do, does, did help us make questions and negatives. Prepositions show us where and when things happen, in, on, and at. Pronouns help us avoid repeating names. With these tools, your English will start to sound more natural and correct. Keep practicing, and don't be afraid of making mistakes. Everyone learns through trial and error, just like Mina from South Korea, who is now confidently speaking English after practicing these tips every day. Keep watching. In the next part of the video, we'll dive into more common grammar fixes to help you sound even better in English. Quick fix 8. Using conjunctions, and, but, or, so. In English, we often need to connect ideas together to make our sentences longer and more interesting. This is where conjunctions come in. Conjunctions are words like and, but, or, and so. They help us join words, phrases, and clauses. 1. Using and adding ideas. We use and when we want to add something to what we have already said. It's a simple way to connect ideas that go together. Example: this sentence is correct because it adds two things together. I like apples and I like football. So the and joins two ideas. Example: Sophia likes to play the guitar and sing. Here, and connects two activities, playing the guitar and singing. This makes the sentence more interesting and gives us more information. 2. Using but, contrasting ideas. We use but when we want to show a contrast or something different from what we just said. It's like saying however, or on the other hand. Example: I want to go to the beach, but it is raining. Here we have two ideas: the desire to go to the beach and the fact that it's raining. These two ideas contrast, so we use but. Example: Raphael likes coffee, but he doesn't like tea. We have two ideas that are different, so but connects them. 3. Using or, choosing between options. We use or when we are giving a choice or option between two things. Example: do you want tea or coffee? We give a choice between two drinks, tea or coffee. Or connects the two options. Example: you can go to the park or stay at home. Or connects two choices, going to the park or staying home. 4. Using so, cause and effect. We use so to show cause and effect. It tells us why something happens or what happens as a result of something else. Example: I was tired, so I went to bed early. Here, the tiredness is the cause, and going to bed early is the effect. So shows this relationship. Example: Anna was hungry, so she ate some fruit. The cause is Anna's hunger, and the effect is eating fruit. Practice time. Fixing conjunction mistakes. Let's practice fixing some mistakes with conjunctions. Ready? I like pizza, but I don't like pasta. Correct. I like pizza, but I don't like pasta. Why? But is used to show a contrast between two things we like and don't like. She studied hard or she failed the test. Fix. She studied hard so she passed the test. Why? We use so to show cause and effect. Studying hard causes her to pass the test. I want to go to the park and stay home. Fix. I want to go to the park or stay home. Why? We are showing a choice, so we use or instead of and. Quick Fix 9. Word order in sentences. One of the most important parts of speaking good English is using the correct word order. In English, the basic structure is subject plus verb plus object. For example, correct, Mia eats apples. Subject equals Mia, verb equals eats, object equals apples. But sometimes language learners make mistakes with the word order, especially when asking questions or making negative sentences. Let's look at some examples. 1. Making questions. To form a question, we need to move the verb before the subject. In a statement, the word order is subject plus verb. In a question, the order is verb plus subject. Correct. Do you like pizza? Verb equals do, subject equals you. The question form moves the verb before the subject. But sometimes students like David from Portugal might say, "You like pizza?" This is wrong because we need do to form the question. Correct. Do you like pizza? Incorrect. You like pizza? 2. Negative sentences. For negative sentences, the word order changes a little. We need to use do not, don't, does not, doesn't, or did not, didn't after the subject. But after don't, we don't change the word order. Correct. I don't like spinach. Subject equals I, verb equals don't like, object equals spinach. Let's look at June from Japan. June might say, "I like not vegetables." This is wrong. We need to use do not or don't correctly. Correct. I don't like vegetables. Incorrect. I like not vegetables. Quick Fix 10. Using the right preposition for, to, with, about. Prepositions are tricky little words, but they are important in forming natural-sounding sentences. Let's take a look at some of the most common prepositions. 1. For versus 2. For is used when talking about the purpose of something or the duration of time. Example: I am studying for my exam. Purpose: to prepare for the exam. Example: we walked for an hour. Duration of time. To is used to talk about movement towards something or someone. Example: I am going to the store. Movement: I am going in the direction of the store. Example: he gave the book to me. Movement: he handed it to me. 2. With versus about. With is used when talking about companions or tools. Example: I am going to the park with my friends. Companions, friends. Example: I eat my food with a fork. Tools, fork. About is used when talking about the topic of something. Example: we were talking about the weather. Topic: the weather. Practice time. Preposition fixes. Let's practice these prepositions in sentences. I am going to the library for my homework. Correct. I am going to the library for my homework. This is correct because for shows the purpose. She is working with the project. Fix. She is working on the project. Why? We use on for projects or tasks. I'm talking about the movie with you. Correct. I'm talking about the movie with you. This is correct because about shows the topic and with shows the person we are talking to. Summary of quick fixes. In this part, you've learned how to connect ideas using conjunctions, and, but, or, and so, the correct word order in questions and negative sentences, the use of common prepositions like for, to, with, and about. Now that you know how to connect your ideas and use these important grammar tools, your English will sound more natural and fluent. Keep practicing, and soon these fixes will become second nature. Keep watching. In the next part of the video, we'll cover more advanced grammar tips to help you get even better at English. Quick Fix 11. Understanding tenses, present, past, future. In English, using the right tense is crucial. Tenses tell us when something happens, whether it's happening now, happened in the past, or will happen in the future. Let's take a look at the three main tenses we use most often: present, past, and future. 1. Present simple, for daily actions or facts. We use the present simple tense when we talk about regular actions, habits, or things that are generally true. Structure: subject plus verb base form. Example: Matteo eats breakfast at 7 a.m. every day. Here, Matteo has the habit of eating breakfast at the same time every day. Example: the sky is blue. This is a fact. We are talking about something that is always true. Example: I live in a big city. This is a regular fact about the speaker's life. 2. Past simple, for actions that happened in the past. We use the past simple tense when we are talking about actions or events that happened at a specific time in the past. Structure: subject plus verb past form. Example: Sophia visited Paris last year. This action happened at a specific time in the past, so we use the past form of the verb visit. Example: they played football yesterday. Here, the action happened in the past, so we use the past tense of play. Example: Marco went to the cinema last night. The verb go changes to went in the past. 3. Future simple, for actions that will happen. We use the future simple tense when we want to talk about things that will happen in the future. Structure: subject plus will plus verb base form. Example: I will study tomorrow. The verb will shows that this action is planned for the future. Example: we will visit the museum next week. We're planning to go to the museum at some point in the future, so we use will. Example: Daniel will call you later. This is a future plan, so we use the future simple tense. Practice time. Fixing tense mistakes. Let's practice identifying the correct tense. I was playing football every weekend. Fix: I played football every weekend. Why? The action happens regularly in the past, so we need played, past simple. Mira will go to the store yesterday. Fix: Mira went to the store yesterday. Why? We need past simple because the action happened in the past. They visit the museum next month. Fix. They will visit the museum next month. Why? The action will happen in the future, so we need will visit. Quick Fix 12. Using modal verbs can, could, should. Modal verbs are used to express ideas like ability, permission, necessity, or suggestion. Some common modal verbs are can, could, should, and must. These words can change the meaning of a sentence in important ways. 1. Using can for ability or permission. We use can to talk about someone's ability or to ask for permission. Ability: I can swim. This means I am able to swim. Permission: Yumi can borrow my book. This means that Yumi has permission to borrow my book. 2. Using could for past ability or polite requests. We use could for two main reasons: to talk about ability in the past or to make polite requests in the present. Past ability: when I was young, I could run very fast. This shows a past ability that I had when I was younger. Polite request: could you please help me? This is a polite way of asking for help. Could is softer and more polite than just using can. 3. Using should for advice or suggestions. We use should to give advice or to suggest what someone ought to do. Example: you should study for the test. Here we are giving advice that studying for the test is the best idea. Example: you should go to bed earlier. We are suggesting a better way of living, which is to sleep earlier. Practice time. Modal verb fixes. Let's check some sentences with modal verbs. I can swim very fast when I was young. Fix: I could swim very fast when I was young. Why? We need could for past ability. Can you pass me the pen, please? Correct. Can you pass me the pen, please? This is fine because we are asking for permission in a normal way. You should take an umbrella. It's raining. Correct. You should take an umbrella. It's raining. This is a correct suggestion. Quick Fix 13. Using adjectives and adverbs, describing actions and things. Adjectives and adverbs help us describe people, places, things, and actions. They make our language more interesting and detailed. Let's take a look at how we use them. 1. Using adjectives to describe nouns. Adjectives describe nouns, people, places, things. They usually come before the noun. Example: she has a beautiful dress. Here, beautiful is the adjective that describes the dress. Example: this is a big house. The adjective big describes the house. 2. Using adverbs to describe verbs. Adverbs describe verbs, actions. They usually come after the verb, but sometimes they can also go at the beginning or end of a sentence. Example: she runs quickly. Quickly describes how she runs. Example: he speaks fluently. Fluently describes how he speaks. Practice time. Adjective and adverb fixes. Let's see if you can fix these sentences. She sings beautiful. Fix: she sings beautifully. Why? Beautifully is the adverb form of beautiful, so it describes how she sings. This is a quick car. Correct. This is a quick car. This is fine because quick describes the noun car. He plays the piano good. Fix. He plays the piano well. Why? We need the adverb well to describe the action of playing. Summary of quick fixes. In this part, you've learned how to use the correct tenses, present, past, and future. The importance of modal verbs for ability, requests, and advice. How to use adjectives to describe nouns and adverbs to describe verbs. Now you are well on your way to mastering English grammar. Keep practicing and you'll see huge. Conclusion. You're ready to improve your English grammar. Congratulations! You've just learned some quick grammar fixes that will help you speak English more clearly and confidently. Here's a quick recap of what we've covered. Tenses. You now know how to use the present, past, and future tenses to talk about different times. Modal verbs. You've learned how to use can, could, and should to express ability, make polite requests, and give advice. Adjectives and adverbs. You now understand how to use adjectives to describe nouns and adverbs to describe actions, verbs. Grammar doesn't have to be scary. With a little practice, you'll be using these grammar rules with ease, making your English even stronger. Final tip: consistency is key. Remember, the key to improving your English grammar is practice. The more you speak, write, and listen to English, the better you'll get. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. They are just steps on your journey to fluency. Here's a quick exercise for you. Try to write 3 sentences using the grammar points you've learned today. It could be about your day, your future plans, or something you did in the past. Start small and keep building. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this learning journey. I'm sure you're going to make amazing progress in your English skills. Stay motivated and keep practicing. And remember, learning a language is not a race, it's a journey. Celebrate each step you take. If you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more tips. Don't forget to share it with your friends who are also learning English. Until next time, keep going, keep growing, and good luck on your English journey.